Let's turn to New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who joins us live. Governor, good morning. It's good to have you with us. Yeah,
good to be with you.
We're talking about this situation in New Rochelle. It sounds very dramatic. It is dramatic, a containment zone. But what does it mean in practice? As I understand it, it's not no one in, no one out, not checkpoints, but the National Guard is there.
Yeah. Good morning, Savannah Hoda. It sounds more dramatic than it is. Let's look at the situation. We have about 108 cases in New Rochelle. Just to put it in perspective, we have 36 cases in New York City. New York City is 100 times the size of New Rochelle, okay? So New Rochelle is the hottest spot, if you will, in the country, the most dense cluster. And as you hear from all the experts now, we have to take action. We have to do something. This is not going to stop spreading on its own. It never has. Not in China, not in Korea, not in Hong Kong. We are going to determine our fate, and we're going to have to take actions. Our action in New Rochelle is just no large gatherings. People can come, people can go. There's no limitation on movement. But no large gatherings, because the large gatherings are where it spreads. We know that. So if you have a high concentration of people, no large gatherings.
Beyond New Rochelle, and I know that in particular in New Rochelle, you've set up facilities to test for the virus right there. But to the larger issue of testing, this has been a persistent source of concern. Are there enough tests? And is there an ability in the state of New York and more broadly, if you can speak to it, to get the results of those tests to labs and back in a timely manner?
No, that is the issue. And when they do the retrospective on this one, they're going to say, why did it take the United States so long to bring up the testing capacity? We knew this was happening in November and December. We watched China. China did something like 200,000 tests per day. South Korea did about 15,000 tests per day. The United States has only done about 5,000 tests to date. And the way these other countries have gotten ahead of it was you do the testing, a lot of testing, you identify the positives, you isolate the positives. So the retrospective is going to be damning.
But
I'm a governor,
for the prospective,
I live in today, and it's about tomorrow.
Yeah, I was about to, that's just where I'm going, because real quickly before we have to wrap up, what is the situation now? Is it improved?
Well, the federal government, I think, in large measure is now leaving it up to the states. Just take the handcuffs off me and let New York State do what New York State can do. Let the other states take their own path forward. And we're going to ramp up as quickly as possible now that the federal government is giving us some leeway.
All right. Governor Cuomo, I know it's a busy time for you. I appreciate your time with us this morning.